Discover how a single episode of a beloved sitcom sparked a national debate and forever changed the landscape of television. 1997 was a year marked by significant darkness, a stark contrast to the nostalgic I love the 90s portrayals. As the new millennium approached, the East Coast-West Coast rap feud tragically escalated with the still unresolved murder of Christopher Wallace, also known as the Notorious B.I.G., who died in a drive-by shooting in Los Angeles. The Los Angeles Police Department continued their investigation into his death. That same year, Princess Diana tragically lost her life in a dramatic car accident, and the Heaven's Gate cult met their end, believing they were boarding a celestial spaceship. Yet, amidst these events, television offered a crucial escape, with iconic debuts, tearful finales, and a surprising amount of spandex which I completely renounce. By the way, we're here to guide you through all the pivotal TV moments of 1997. This is Timeline TV. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to Culture Pulse and tell us in the comments below which 90s TV show was your favorite. Now, are you ready to explore what captivated audiences on television during the year times, Titanic times, dominated the box office? The new year kicked off on the small screen with the introduction of a brand new TV rating system. After years of lobbying from parental rights advocates, the federal government finally implemented a system similar to the G through NC-17 ratings used for motion pictures, going into effect on January 1st. These guidelines aim to simplify choices for viewers. On that very same day, the Emergency Alert System EAS also became active. This is a test of the Emergency Alert System. The EAS enabled the override of cable, satellite, and broadcast television signals for urgent emergency broadcasts. Both the television rating system and the EAS remain in use today. The first new TV series of the year, Antiques Roadshow, debuted on January 9th on PBS. This show allowed people from across the country to have their old or mysterious items appraised by experts, while home viewers eagerly watched to discover the value of each trinket. $15,000. I'm glad to hear it, because I need a new car. Capitalizing on people's natural curiosity, the program became an enormous success. It has now run for 29 seasons and inspired countless imitators worldwide. Just 3 days later, Americans were introduced to a hard-working propane salesman and his family when Time's King of the Hill Times premiered on Fox. And you just have the one son. Yeah, well, we would have liked to have more kids, but Hank has a narrow urethra. Peggy. This animated sitcom, created by Mike Judge and Greg Daniels, aired for 13 seasons before concluding its run in 2009. On February 9th, The Simpsons Times aired a fan-favorite episode, The Itchy and Scratchy and Poochie Show. This installment comically lampooned the realities of television production as Homer Simpson voiced a new character named Poochie on the Times' Itchy and Scratchy Show, a desperate attempt to boost sagging ratings. Catch you on the flip side, Dude Masters. Not. Poochie's unceremonious dismissal from the show has since become internet shorthand for killing off an unpopular character. I have to go now. My planet needs me. Historically, you can't go wrong with a legal drama. And Times, the practice Times, certainly proved that adage when it debuted a month later on March 4th, starring Dylan McDermott. The show ran for 8 seasons. Think it's tough defending the guilty, Lindsay? Try the innocent. It's terrifying. It was so well received that after its original run concluded in 2004, it was immediately succeeded by the spin-off Times Boston Legal, which premiered on October 3rd, 2004. Boston Legal Times went on to achieve even greater success than its predecessor, earning a total of 26 Primetime Emmy Award nominations before its final episode in 2008. 6 days after Times, the Practice Times debuted, Buffy the Vampire Slayer times sank its fangs into viewers on March 10th. Buffy is produced by Mutant Enemy, which is, my company. The name comes from the name I gave my first typewriter when I was 15. Described by creator Joss Whedon as a blend of Times My So-Called Lifetimes and Times The X-Files, the show became a hit with teenage audiences. It aired across both the WB and UPN for 7 seasons, concluding its run in 2003. The now classic Times Frasier Times episode Ham Radio first aired on April 22nd. In this 4th season installment, Frasier attempts to direct an old-time radio drama for KACL, only for his controlling style to disastrously derail the production. I just spent 2 hours in the dentist chair. This is a grisly business, Miss Thorndike. I can't believe Ari could be capable of murder. While the fictional radio drama was a complete disaster, the episode itself is widely regarded as one of the show's finest. From Stephen King, the creator of It, comes a completely new vision of terror. 5 days later, a decidedly less humorous program aired on ABC. The 3-part miniseries adapting Stephen King's Times, The Shining Times, began its run on April 27th. You shine on, boy. Shine on. The Bible calls it having vision. I can feel it coming off you like heat. Produced in response to King's well-known dislike of Stanley Kubrick's film adaptation, The Shining Times miniseries adhered much more closely to the original novel. This 3-part event starred Steven Weber as Jack Torrance, and featured cameos from several horror icons, including King himself. Viewers were warned. The Shining. ABC Thursday. Brutal discretion advised. 3 days later, Ellen DeGeneres came out on her eponymous sitcom, Ellen. DeGeneres had publicly revealed she was gay a few weeks prior. I didn't do this for publicity. I don't need that. There's not a kiss, no exploitation at all involved in the show. Then, on April 30th, she expressed her real-life sexuality through her sitcom character in the 2-part season finale, the puppy episode. Why would you think I was gay? Sorry, I just kind of got that vibe, like a gay vibe. The storyline was met with both widespread acclaim and intense criticism, even leading to the addition of a content warning placed at the beginning of every Times Ellen Times episode until its cancellation the following year. Despite the significant pushback, the episode is still widely credited as a crucial step toward more inclusive television programming. Susan, I'm gay. Join us as we say goodbye to Roseanne. ABC Tuesday. The long-running ABC sitcom, Times Roseanne Times, aired its final episode 3 weeks later. This sitcom, which chronicled the lives of a blue-collar family often teetering on the edge of dysfunction, became a surprise phenomenon, airing its finale on May 20th after a 9-season run. This is just the best. I really like the way this pizza tastes. No, honey. I wasn't talking about the pizza. I was talking about, all of us being together like this. To me, it's the end of a marriage almost. It's everything was like a marriage, except for no sex. Like a marriage. Even after its cancellation, Roseanne Times consistently ranked among the best TV shows of all time. It came as no surprise then that Times Roseanne Times returned for a 10th season on March 27th, 2018, but the show was abruptly canceled after controversies surrounding its star. Most of all, Lord, thank you for making America great again. Rather than cancel the entire series, it was quickly retooled as Times The Conners. TV viewers encountered a different kind of controversy when Farrah Fawcett appeared on David Letterman on June 6th. She told long, rambling stories. In some places, it's very high. Oh, sure. Some places not so high, some places medium. She struggled to understand simple questions. Why? Why? Haven't I been... I don't know. That's what I had just asked you. Oh. And she was easily distracted by elements like blinking lights on the set. I really thought I was looking out the window. Yeah, she is. Her erratic behavior led many to believe the Times Charlie's Angels actress was under the influence, cementing it as a particularly infamous moment in live television history. How you doing? You all right. On June 12th, a new and gritty form of dramatic television storytelling debuted on HBO with Times Oz. The series followed the lives of fictional prison inmates and their correctional officers across 6 seasons of award-winning television. Who cares who lives or dies in prison? You read the names in the morning paper and they mean nothing to us. It featured a stellar cast, including Ernie Hudson, J.K., Simmons, and Future Times. Lost Times stars Harold Perrineau and Adewale Akinnuoye Agbaje, among many others. Hello, I'm Ben Stein. I'm putting up $5,000 that says, I know more than you. A far less serious show captured our attention later that month, when Times, Win Ben Stein's Money Times, debuted on Comedy Central. This oddball comedy game show pitted contestants against each other in a trivia contest for a $5,000 grand prize, with actor and former presidential speechwriter Ben Stein supposedly providing the prize. Stein himself hosted the first half, but in the second half, contestants would compete directly against the extremely knowledgeable Stein, while his co-host Jimmy Kimmel took over. What is the common name for the allergenic pollen herbs of the genus Ambrosia? Ragweed. Yes. What cabinet post was James Forrestal the first to hold? Secretary of Defense. Yes. 2 weeks later, broadcast journalist Barbara Walters debuted her roundtable commentary show, The View. I've always wanted to do a show with women of different generations, backgrounds, and views. As of today, the show is still going strong after 28 seasons and numerous cast changes. Speaking of long-running shows tackling current events, the animated sitcom Times, South Park Times, premiered 2 days later. Why is it that everything today has involved things either going in or coming out of my ass? Created by Trey Parker and Matt Stone, the show was an immediate mega hit that has caused plenty of controversy over the years. And now when played backwards, you can almost make out satanic messages. Listen carefully. I am Satan. Love me. Did you hear that? But nearly 3 decades later, it remains a bona fide franchise that is still going strong. The much-loved and much-parodied music documentary series Times Behind the Music, Times spun its first tale on VH1 a few days later, on August 17th. The show would run for 17 seasons, featuring a staggering number of music legends across every conceivable genre, including John Lennon, Mariah Carey, and countless others. During the premiere of Time's Star Trek, Voyager's 4th season, actress Jeri Ryan made her first appearance as the now iconic character, 7 of 9. The former Borg member swiftly became a fan-favorite character, remaining so until the series' end in 2001. I see the way your pupils dilate when you look at my body. I don't know what you're talking about, but cyborgs never stay down for long. Ryan reprised her role as 7 of 9 on the revival series Time's Star Trek, Picard, remaining a main character through all 3 seasons until the show wrapped up in 2023, 7 of 9. You Owe Me a Ship, Picard. Another legal show passed the bar on September 8th, created by David E. Kelly, who was also behind Times The Practice. Ally McBeal Times starred Callista Flockhart in a more light-hearted, comedic take on the absurdities of balancing a personal life with practicing law. Seeing anybody. I'm Married. It became a cultural phenomenon over the course of its 5 seasons and, at one point, even featured Robert Downey Jr. in its cast. Hey, welcome to the CBS Friday Night Block Party. 4 great shows for the whole family. Now, let's get the party started with our very own Times Family Matters. Later that month, after several years as part of ABC's successful TGIF sitcom programming block, Both Times Family Matters Times and Times Step by Step Times made the jump to CBS, becoming part of the new CBS Block Party, a direct competitor to TGIF. Unfortunately for ABC, Steve Urkel did not leave one of his clones behind. On September 26th, Jeopardy! Hit a huge milestone by airing its 30,000th syndicated episode. As a nod to its history, the categories for both the Times Jeopardy! And Final Times Jeopardy! Rounds were identical to those from its debut episode in 1984. Trebek humorously noted one personal change. The obvious thing that is different from that first show in 1984, the glasses. I need them to read. 1 month later, on October 25th, legendary comedian Chris Farley served as the guest host for Time's Saturday Night Live Times in what would tragically be his final appearance on the show. I think it's time to quit goofing around. I think it's time to grow up, fellas. I want you to live, and it's going to be okay. All right? Okay. I'm the new Chris. Okay, fellas. However, the episode was painful for many to watch, as the star's health was in visible decline, and he struggled through sketches, including his iconic Matt Foley character. If you're as good a lawyer as you are an athlete, you're going to be doing a lot of lawyer practicing in a van down by the river. Farley would pass away just 8 weeks later, on December 18th. November 2nd saw the debut of a big-budget television adaptation of Rodgers and Hammerstein's Times, Cinderella, starring pop star Brandy Norwood and the iconic Whitney Houston. The TV movie was a ratings hit and was praised for its diverse cast, including Brandy, who made history as the first black actress to play Cinderella on screen. The fictional adventures of the real-life comedy rock duo Tenacious D debuted on HBO on November 28th. The Rocket Rocket All of My Rocket Sauce. Starring real-life bandmates Jack Black and Kyle Gass, the show lasted 3 seasons and featured songs that would later appear in their 2006 movie, The Pick of Destiny. That same day, a different comedic duo rode off into the sunset when the series finale of Time's Beavis and Butthead Times aired on MTV. I'm trying to find out why Beavis and Butthead have not been in school for the past 3 weeks. Oh, yeah, they're dead. The animated show lasted 7 seasons and even spawned a feature film before ending its original run, and it has since seen multiple revivals. And finally, to celebrate the holiday season, TNT and TBS teamed up to air the 1,983 film times, A Christmas Story, times 12 consecutive times, from the evening of Christmas Eve straight through to the evening of Christmas Day. It's a beloved tradition both networks have faithfully continued every year since. So, what do you think? What was your favorite TV moment of 1,997? Let us know in the comments below. And while you're there, be sure to check out some of our other timeline videos.